Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to get stuck into finishing this retaining wall off and getting a coat of stain on this deck, which I'm so excited for. Actually, I'll correct myself, not a stain. We're going to be doing oil. We don't love stains. They sort of take away natural finishes of the timbers. All those natural colors and things like that that you get in the oils, whether it's even a natural color oil, it still comes out a little bit orange, a little bit yellow. So I really like to try and get the timber to speak for itself. So today we're going to be trying a new Intergrain clear oil, which we'll go through in a little bit more detail later. But before we start to get into all the preparation work, I need to finish these retaining walls because I basically don't want to start clearing this and have to do work on the outsides. Sand will probably bloody go everywhere, dust will get everywhere. So once I get this retaining wall finished, we'll actually protect this area a little bit better, which would be nicer for us to then get stuck into the finishes of the deck and get our oil on. But to start off, we need to set these bottom ones up. So everything's set nicely to height with all of our steel columns and all of our piers, and everything's perfect. But the problem is that because when we poured the concrete, some of the levels underneath were a little bit up and a little bit down. We're sort of a little bit careless and just wanted to get concrete in the holes, so the heights are a little bit different. So what that does require is us to do some little rebate checkouts in the bottom of the sleeper so that we can get that first sleeper sunken into the ground nicely and nice and level, so that we can just plonk two straight retaining sleepers on top, and it'll be perfectly set to height, and then we can get blocking and then put in all of our materials, which includes geofabric. We have to put in the Aggie drain. We've got to put in some drainage material. So there's a few things to go in behind here, but for starters, we just want to get this sleepers set in, and then we're ready to go for the deck. This timber uses a product called MicroPro for its chemical treatment, so it doesn't actually contain any arsenic, which is an amazing technology because, you know, we don't want any of that nasty stuff around our yards, whereas MicroPro actually doesn't have any arsenic in it at all, and it's considered safe and friendly to use. Don't know if you can hear those birds, but they are having a joyous morning, and they are making me also enjoy a joyous morning. Gosh, they're sweet. Okay, so now that we've cut down all of our edges, trimmed them to size, we've also taken out the heights and the rebates for the concrete footings. So of course, every time you cut treated pine timber, you do need to retreat that cut, because of course you're basically re-exposing the internals of that timber. So it's not just thickly coated through whatever timber protection throughout, it really mainly does a lot of the work on the outside. So to keep it performing as best as possible, you do need to retreat it, which of course there are many different options. You can respray it with timber treatment, or you can do all sorts of different coatings. My favorite for in-ground protection is bitumen paint, so just a black bituminous paint, and we're basically going to coat the undersides of all of these and then bring them up the sides as well, because these are mostly going to be buried in the ground. The rest of it's mainly going to be wrapped in the geofabric, which is also a moisture wicking type material. It's designed to push water away from a retaining wall and help release the moisture and keep it away from getting stuck into the timber. So that'll do most of the work, but the bitumen paint will definitely help when it's buried in the ground. Alright, so these have had a good amount of time to dry now. So now I can bang them in the ground, get these ones first, set them up nice and straight, and then pretty much cut everything else above it to size, and they just slot straight in above. And if I got my levels right, hopefully, everything will be nice and flat and flush with the top of my steel posts, which will be great. And then all we need to do is basically back block and wedge them in, just so they push forward. You don't want them too floppy in the middle of your channel. So you need to put in a nice big decent timber packer, fix them off somehow in the back, just wedge them in, and that way we'll be ready to go for our fabric and backfill. Here I got some Intergrain products. Unfortunately, we're not sponsored by Intergrain, but if you'd like to, please get in touch, because good products. But we're going to be running through the full suite here today. So to start off with, we're going to be using the tannin oil remover. Now, it's definitely recommended on new decks like this, because we've got those oils and we've got those tannins in from there as a natural timber And what we want to do is we want to release as much of that as possible, because otherwise you'll get lots of staining and lots of residue that happens when you put in your normal oils. So we want to make sure we clean all that off. So this is step one to brand new timber. And then the second prep is going to be the timber cleaner. So it's just going to get rid of any other moisture that's on the top, any other solutions, any other stuff that's we basically don't want on there. We want a perfectly clean surface. So we're going to go with the Ultra Prep timber cleaner for that one. And then of course we're going to finish it off with the timber oil. So this is a clear oil, no feature in it whatsoever, no colours. We really want this natural black butt to shine in its natural colour, so we're just going to let it speak for itself. I'm going to give this clear oil a go. Now, this is the first time I've actually ever used an intergrain clear oil. Usually they've always had like some sort of natural colour pigment in the oils, but this one is a proper clear, so I'm pretty keen to give this a go. So let's get sweeping. Now this deck's much better for a reference. We've probably left the oil remover for about 5 minutes, and the whole thing, I mean this one was really pale to start with, and the whole thing's just gone this golden deep brown. You can even see some on the surface there. It's actually really pulling all the oil out, which is pretty awesome. So this will give us a really clean start. So I'm going to let this sit for another 5 minutes and then we'll get to cleaning it before we oil. Now I'm so stoked with how both of these decks have come out. This one's just easy to capture, looks awesome. That stain remover has done such a great job at clearing this timber up. It's really brought it back to that nice natural colour for this deck, which I'm stoked about. And then that intergrain clear, it's actually really, I mean it smells, I can still smell it. It smells like lemon floor cleaner. It's actually quite wonderful. Which is a little bit different than the other ones that I'm used to, but this clear coat has really shone through. It just makes this timber look so natural. I love how there's no pigment in it, and it applies really well. So I have never actually done this sort of style of deck cleaning and style of things before. I've usually just given them a quick little sand down and cleared them out throughout the years, but this is the first time I've really wanted to dive into it, do it properly, and I do regret not doing it sooner because the finish that's come out on this deck is 100% better, and I'm stoked with how it's come out, and I can't wait to do it the second go tomorrow morning. Hopefully I can squeeze it in before it rains, but we'll see how we go.
And now for the part that is maybe my most exciting part, is getting this garden bed in. So behind me we have about 1 metre of garden bed, which is amazing because we're going to be able to plant out something that feels really full and really lush. So we've already bought the plants. We're going to plant mostly natives in this garden bed. We've got a beautiful feature tree over there, which is a dwarf eucalyptus. The child's just running past. We have some correas, which are a really coastal plant. We have them around our house and they look really good. They grow quite tall because we will be putting an outdoor kitchen here at some stage, so we're going to need plants that have a bit of height to them. And then for our hedging plant, we're going to use weeping lily pillies, which are also a native plant. They're really good kind of neighbours be gone hedging plants, and hopefully will thrive in this area because we have such well-draining soil. So we're just going to get them in. We're going to get some really good mulch on top. We'll put some compost that we have made from our own food waste in the ground to make sure there's lots of nutrients in the soil. And then I will also give them a native fertilizer to make sure that they're off to a cracking start. The other thing we're doing is we are moving 2 birch trees that was down the side of the house into this garden bed. The reason we're doing that is they were not loving their life down the side. They're kind of struggling. One of them died and we have 2 remaining that just don't look their best. So we're hoping we can successfully move them into this garden bed. It'll add some layers and texture and some height into the garden beds. We're fingers crossed that they'll survive the move. We don't know. I'll report back, but we're just going to give it a go because I don't think they're going to survive where they are anyway. So let's get planting. I cannot wait to see this come together.